Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of PTC Live. Today we are here with Kim Wisnewski, the Executive Internship Coordinator, and we're so excited to have you here on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Andrew.
Oh my goodness. Kim, one thing that we're thinking about and that we talked a little bit about before the show is just how many opportunities students have here in the Executive Internship Program. And so would love to just give our audience a little bit of background of what the Executive Internship Program is and some of the different opportunities that it provides.
All right. So currently we have about 40 students who are out in the community doing internships. All of our students are high school seniors and they're high achieving students. And they apply and interview for our program, and it's a little bit competitive to get into. So some of the internships that the students have right now vary from several students working in hospitals. Some are in the City of Aurora offices. Some are with Aurora Public Schools construction department. And we even have an intern here at Pickens with our marketing department.
Thank you so much for providing that information. And I must say, the student that we do have here at Pickens has just done an incredible job and has helped start some social media campaigns for some of our different programs. And we're just so grateful to have that student here at Pickens.
Thanks. Yep.
All right. So, Kim, what are some of the different things that you do in your role as the Executive Internship Coordinator?
All right, so it's my job actually to recruit students into the program, but I also recruit sponsors. So companies who are interested in hosting students that are high achieving seniors in high school. The sponsor's job really is to help the student experience the career field that they're interested in and decide if it's what they want to do with their future. So the students really also contribute at the workplace. They come with fresh ideas, young people's perspectives. So we hope that those students also are a contributing member of the team at the organization where they are interning.
Wow. It sounds really mutually beneficial to both parties involved, right? So whether the company, the organization, and obviously the student. Can I ask you a question? I just think it might be neat to share with the audience. Can you think of any feedback that you've gotten from any of our industry partners just around some of the positive things that the executive internship students have brought?
So some of our students actually are included in meetings and things like that where they're literally asked for their opinions and their perspective on whatever the topic is that they're talking about. Some students have projects that they're working on that the companies keep and continue using after the student leaves the internship. And we even have some students who are offered jobs at the end of their internships as well.
Wow. That is quite the benefit to being a part of this program. And especially if you are a student here in an APS high school. My goodness. Can I ask you, what do you see as the demand to get into this program?
Well, the demand has changed a little bit through COVID, but we're ramping back up. We typically have about 300 students who apply for the program. Then those students interview, and we end up accepting about 150 students each school year. And there is some talk in the works. Don't know if I'm allowed to say this on TV, but there is some talk about growing the program, possibly having a summer program. So some of those plans are in the works, and we'll see if those really come to fruition.
Okay, yeah, that's really hopeful. And I know there's definitely hopes of being able to expand the program. We'll see where that goes. Definitely stay tuned, but really, really, really exciting stuff. So Kim, how do students benefit from being a part of the Executive Internship Program?
So in addition to determining if the career path is for them, one of the great things about the experiences that they have is that it gives students something real to write about on scholarship applications, on college applications. It gives them skills, specific skills that they can put onto their resume and talk about those skills and how they applied them in future job interviews and things like that.
Wow, that's incredibly helpful because we do hear all the time from students, from employers that oftentimes the interview and those different pieces can be gatekeepers. And so it's just fantastic that all your students get these at-bats, an opportunity to work with these different companies, organizations. And so you could definitely see how that gives them a leg up for future employment opportunities.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So Kim, let's say we have a potential sponsor, someone in the community who wants to partner with the Executive Internship Program. What are their next steps? What should they do?
So those businesses who have someone who would be willing to host a student can just get in contact with us here at Pickens Technical College, ask for the Executive Internship Department, and one of us will be happy to talk with you about having you host a student.
Terrific. Thanks so much for providing those next steps. We're always looking for new partners in the community, so definitely get in touch if this is something you think would be a good fit for your business, for your organization. So Kim, let's pivot for a second here. On top of being the coordinator for the Executive Internship Program, you also lead our Fun Patrol here at Pickens Technical College. So can you tell the audience a little bit about what the Fun Patrol is and what the Fun Patrol does?
All right. So Fun Patrol started several years ago. I've been here at Pickens for 15 years, and I came from another school that had a really strong family atmosphere, and so shout out to my fellow T-Birds of the past. So I wanted to create that family feel here at Pickens as well with the staff. So we often refer to ourselves as the Pickens family. And so the Fun Patrol's job is to plan events and activities so that we can just build a positive staff culture here at Pickens. So we do things like a monthly coffee and conversation. We do a monthly happy hour out in the community. We have a chili cook-off coming up this week along with a costume contest. So you might see some of the staff members here dressed up on Friday. The chili cook-off is one of our favorite events, and there's prizes for best costumes and best chili, and we get to eat lunch together. We also plan things like a Super Bowl party where everybody brings in different kinds of soups around Super Bowl time, holiday activities. So there's a lot going on with the Fun Patrol.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for doing that, because clearly that helps to build a really strong school culture and staff culture. And so we just really appreciate all of the contributions you've made towards the Pickens Fun Patrol. And also a little background, I just got entered into the chili cook-off, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a good time. Are you submitting a chili this year?
I am not submitting chili. I'm a dessert baker.
Fair
so
enough.
I will be bringing dessert on Friday.
Really exciting. Well, I can't wait to try some. I think it's going to be a really good time. We're all super excited for the chili cook-off on Friday. And so Kim, for some of the APS high school students that are excited to be part of the Executive Internship Program for next school year, what are their next steps? How can they get a hold of you, or where do they go next to ensure that they get enrolled for next year?
All right. So we are actually just about ready to head out into all of the schools here in Aurora Public Schools to market our program, the Executive Internship Program, to juniors who have a 3.0 GPA or higher. And so those students will be receiving some communications from us and also probably from their counseling office at their high school. The students do have to have a 3.0 GPA. The application process involves a pretty brief one-page application and then gathering a couple of recommendations from teachers or current supervisors, things like that, coaches. And then what we do with those, once we have recruited at all the high schools, we schedule interviews with students. So you get a one-on-one interview with one of the executive internship team members. And by about spring break, students would know if they're accepted for the program for their senior year.
So Kim, when we think about this current school year as compared to the last current school year, how do you kind of measure the differences between executive internship last year as compared to the executive internship experience that students are getting this current school year?
So last year was difficult, as everyone knows. Last year we had 0 internships to offer students due to COVID. So we pivoted like everyone else in the world and offered students a robust career development course that anybody really could benefit from. And we offered that course remotely to students and met them within their high school schedule so that it would work for them. We did 3-hour sessions on Google Meets with students with a little bit of asynchronous learning as well. And so those students really benefited from that class. And truly, those students said, even though they didn't get an internship, they said it was one of the most valuable courses they'd ever had.
Wow. That's a really powerful testimony to you and to your incredible team of instructors. So thank you so much for that. But just so genuinely excited that students are getting the opportunity to be with the different businesses and organizations, and even one student here at Pickens this current semester. So
yeah, we're definitely excited to be on the rebound, back out in the community with students.
So Kim, in your 15 years here at Pickens, could you tell the audience like the most memorable executive internship placement that you can recall?
So it's really not fair. It's obviously memorable because my own 2 children came through the executive internship program. So of course, those are the 2 that first come to mind. And so my daughter did an internship at 2 elementary schools, and she is in her senior year at CSU and will be student teaching in the spring and will be an elementary school teacher next year. Our son also did an internship a few years back, and he interned at the City and County building down in Denver, the one that's all lit up for the holidays typically. He worked at the Public Defender's Office. And so he just recently graduated from CU Boulder and is just looking for his next adventure.
Wow. And I think I'm really glad that you shared that. And I think that gives the audience just a little bit of the scope of internships that students can have here at Pickens, from going into being an elementary school teacher to working at the Public Defender's Office. That's a really wide range. And special shout out to your daughter, who's going to be an elementary school teacher, a former elementary school teacher. So that is just, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's great experiences for anybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to talk to us in the audience, to tell us about the Executive Internship Program, to tell us about the Fun Patrol. And we just so appreciate all you do here at Pickens. So thank you so very much for joining us today.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day, and look forward to seeing you for another episode of PTC Live. Take care, everyone.